Once upon a time, nestled deep in the forest, there was a small, quiet village, and in it lived a young boy named Sava. One night, his mother was tucking him in, and she began to tell him a bedtime story, a beautiful old legend. She spoke of a pack of magnificent white wolves that lived long, long ago. These wolves were kind-hearted. They actually loved humans, and because of that love, they protected Sava's village fiercely. But one day, a wicked magician came and cast a terrible curse. All those noble white wolves were transformed into hideous, mysterious, human-like creatures called Rickies. The Rickies are filled with hatred and now see humans as their greatest enemies. The curse, his mother whispered, could only be broken when a true warrior was born, one who would release them and bring the wolves back. Until then, they would remain scattered and lost. She didn't get to finish the story, though. Suddenly, the night was shattered by terrifying sounds. The village was under attack. Horrible, cackling hyenas were everywhere. In a panic, Sava's mother shoved him into a hidden bunker, a safe spot, and closed the hatch just as the hyena leader arrived and dragged her away. It turned out these hyenas were kidnapping everyone. They were gathering up slaves to deliver to a powerful, cruel ruler, the Monkey Queen. Sava was left alone, terrified but worried sick about his mother. He couldn't stay hidden. He grabbed his trusty wooden sword and crept out, determined to rescue her. As soon as he stepped out, a couple of hyenas spotted him. They gave chase, Sava running for his life until he plunged deep into the dark jungle. Soon, they had him cornered. Sava was ready to fight, but it looked hopeless. Then, a sudden, powerful wolf howl echoed through the trees. The hyenas instantly got a look of sheer terror, stumbled backward, and tumbled into a deep trench. And right in front of Sava, a majestic white wolf appeared. Sava was stunned. His mother's story was real. The wolf introduced himself. His name was Angie. He wanted to know what a small boy was doing out here, all alone. Sava quickly explained how the hyenas had attacked his village and taken his mother. Then he asked the burning question, "Why didn't the wolves protect us? You used to." Angie looked at him sadly. He told Sava a shocking truth. He was the only white wolf left alive, but there was still hope. Angie said he knew a person who could help. He pointed toward a distant, towering mountain, explaining that the magician lived up there, and the warrior who could help Sava would be found there too. Angie was already on his way to find them. Getting there, however, was next to impossible. The same magician who cursed the wolves had also cursed the Monkey Queen, giving her 3 heads. In her anger, the queen had blocked every single path leading up the mountain, making sure no one could reach the magician. Sava and Angie began their difficult journey. Soon they stumbled upon a very strange creature. It was bright pink, and it claimed to be a prince. He explained that the magician's curse had turned him into this ridiculous pink creature. He begged them to take him along to the magician so the curse could be lifted. A little while later, they heard shouts. A group of human-like people were being tormented by monkeys. Angie. The wolf rushed in and saved them. To their surprise, the person they saved wasn't entirely human. He was a creature that was half human, half animal, and incredibly ugly. This new creature was also a former prince, and he was once unbelievably handsome. He told them how girls used to fight over him, but he had once rejected a powerful witch, and she cursed him to look like this. The only way to break his spell was if he and his tiny companion, the Mosquito King, could agree on a single opinion. The problem: their understanding was zero. They never agreed on anything and had lived this miserable way ever since. Naturally, he asked to join them, desperate to reach the magician and lift his curse by any means necessary. Meanwhile, back at her lair, the Monkey Queen realized what was happening. They were heading for the magician. Furious, she sent out her spies to follow the group. That night, Sava woke up and realized the pink creature was gone. Angie knew a nearby tribe had taken him, believing he was a reflection of their god. Sava, Angie, and the others went to rescue him, but they were caught too. Luckily, the pink creature managed to convince the tribe that he was a god and freed his friends. It was during this time they noticed a black shadow following them, a spy for the Monkey Queen. They met the tribe's owner and his daughter, Nanti. The owner admitted he knew a little magic. He warned them that the Monkey Queen was determined to stop them and would throw every hurdle in their way. He also dropped another bombshell. His tribe planned to kill the pink creature, their god, in order to send him to heaven. Sava rushed over to the pink creature, pleading with him to leave, telling him they were going to kill him. But the pink creature was so thrilled by the idea of being a god that he didn't care. So the others were forced to kidnap him for his own rescue. As they fled, they noticed someone following them again. It was Nanti, the tribe owner's daughter. She was impressed by Sava and wanted to join their quest. Later that night, Nanti saw something disturbing. Angie, the white wolf, transformed into a Ricky, a creature who hates humans. At the very same moment, one of the Monkey Queen's spies saw the transformation and rushed off to tell the queen. The queen was enraged. If all the Rickies changed back into wolves, it would spell trouble. The white wolves would protect the humans again, and then who would be her slaves? She immediately ordered her army to find and kill the Rickies to end the white wolf tale forever. Nanti told Sava what she had seen, that Angie was a Ricky. Sava refused to believe her, but Angie soon came and confirmed Nanti was right. Before Angie could explain, Sava angrily ran off. He hadn't gotten far when a Ricky sent by Angie's father kidnapped him. Angie transformed from a Ricky back into a white wolf, trying desperately to save Sava, but he failed. Sava was gone. Angie immediately went to his father. His father explained that he'd kidnapped the boy precisely so Angie would come to him. Angie pleaded with his dad to go to the magician and break the curse so they could all be white wolves again. His father refused, saying he was perfectly happy being a Ricky. Still, the father released Sava. Angie then took Sava to the rest of the Ricky group and told them everything, including the story of the white wolves protecting humans. He explained that a long time ago, a famine struck and many animals died. Angie's father, in his desperation and hunger, attacked a human. That was the act that caused the magician to curse him and turn him into a Ricky. Angie then revealed a critical detail. Even though Rickies are very powerful, they have one fatal weakness, so they can't misuse their strength. The sting of a tiny jungle insect, the mosquito, can kill them. The Monkey Queen's spies overheard this entire conversation. Now they knew how to defeat them. Meanwhile, the Queen's army was advancing rapidly on the Rickies to kill them all. Angie explained to his friends that Nanti's father had used his magic to strengthen him, which is why Angie was the only one who could change between Ricky and wolf whenever he wished. As they saw the Queen's massive army approaching, they realized they desperately needed help. Nanti, using her magic, sent a distress message to her father. She also used her power to transform Sava's wooden sword into a real, sharp blade. Just in time, Nanti's message reached her father. He arrived, leading his entire tribe's army. Angie was overjoyed but quickly realized they were still vastly outnumbered. Then, a huge roar. Angie's father arrived, riding his magnificent pet dragon, bringing with him an army of Rickies to help in the fight. He even ordered the dragon to aid them in the battle. The fighting that followed was incredible. Sava and everyone fought with amazing bravery. But when the Monkey Queen saw a Ricky riding a dragon, she knew she was about to be defeated. She shouted to her soldier to bring out their secret weapon. It was no one but the mosquito army. Seeing the swarm, all the Rickies froze in terror. They knew this was the one thing that could kill them. The fear was paralyzing, and the Monkey Queen's army began to dominate the battlefield. "That's when the Mosquito King," the tiny companion of the ugly creature, spoke to his friend. He said he could stop the mosquito army, but for that, they had to finally agree on a single opinion. And somehow, miraculously, they did. They finally agreed on one thing, and the king was freed from the curse. He flew to his mosquito army and commanded them to attack the monkeys instead of the Rickies. They obeyed, turning the tide of the battle. At the same time, Angie's father, still atop the dragon, swooped down and snatched the Monkey Queen. Finally, the whole group, Sava, Angie, the pink creature, the ugly creature, Nanti, and the captive queen, reached the mountain peak. There, sitting precariously on two massive legs, was the magician's house. As it stood up, an entrance opened and they all tumbled inside. Waiting for them was not an old man, but a young girl. She was the magician. One by one, she began to help them. First, she transformed the ugly creature back into a handsome prince. When the pink creature's turn came, he confessed the truth. He wasn't a prince. He had lied. He only wanted a good friend, and now he had found one. He was happy as he was. Then it was Sava's turn. He told the girl he wanted to meet the warrior who could save the village. The girl led him to a small room. Inside, there was a mirror reflecting his own image. Sava realized it then. He was the warrior who would save the village. The pink creature, meanwhile, had whispered a secret wish to the girl, a wish they would only learn about later. Sava emerged with his friends. The white wolves, now ready to help, were waiting for him. They rushed him back to the village, where the hyenas had everyone captive. Sava, the warrior, confronted the hyena leader alone. He fought him so fiercely that he managed to wound the leader, who instantly became terrified and fled, releasing all the prisoners. Sava ran to his mother and hugged her tightly, overjoyed. The white wolf stood guard, ready to protect the village once more. And that secret wish of the pink creature. His wish had been to make the Monkey Queen a god so she could be killed and sent to heaven. The story ends on a happy note. The pink creature went to live with his new, handsome friend, the former ugly creature, and they traveled the world together. Nanti, the girl impressed by Sava, stayed with him in the village. And Angi lived with them too. The adventure was over, and the white wolves had returned.